Morning friends, in this video we will study about the indifference curve analysis of consumer equilibrium. First we will see the definition of consumer equilibrium. What is consumer equilibrium? So consumer equilibrium is a situation when a consumer maximizes his total satisfaction by spending his income across different goods and services given the prices of goods and services. When any consumer allocate his income on different goods and services in a manner so that his total satisfaction is maximum, this situation is known as consumer's equilibrium. There are two ways of deciding the consumer equilibrium or reaching at the consumer equilibrium or measuring the utility derived from the consumption of a good or service. First is cardinal measurement of utility. In cardinal measurement of utility, utility derived from consumption of any good or service is measured in numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4. Another method of measuring utility is ordinal measurement of utility. Actually, economists like Marshall say that utility derived from consumption of goods and services can be measured in numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4. But another group of economists like Hicks say that utility derived from consumption of goods and services cannot be measured in numbers. Consumer can only express his preference. That like consumer is consuming two goods, tea or coffee, he can say that I like tea more as compared to coffee, or I like coffee more as compared to tea. Similarly, consumer is consuming different goods, so he can express his order of preference. Okay, like I like this commodity more as compared to another commodity, I like that commodity more as compared to other commodity. So consumer can only rank his preference. Okay, so here we will study about the ordinal measurement of utility, and to express the consumer equilibrium through in ordinal measurement of utility, economist has given the concept of indifference curve analysis. Clear? So by studying the indifference curve analysis, one can determine the level of consumer equilibrium when consumer is reaching the consumer equilibrium given his income and prices of goods and services. So first we will see the assumptions of indifference curve analysis. Assumptions of indifference curve analysis. What are the assumptions over which indifference curve analysis is based? So first assumption is money income of consumer is given and doesn't change. Okay, so we study the indifference curve analysis in the given income of the consumer. Consumer income is given, okay, and short period of time consumer income is not increasing or decreasing. So with given income of the consumer, we study the indifference curve analysis. Second one, consumer spends his income on two goods which are substitute of each other. In practical life, consumer spends or consumer consumes two or more than two commodities, several commodities to fulfill his different needs and wants. But in indifference curve analysis, for simplicity and for study purpose, we study about the consumption of two goods only. We assume that consumer is consuming only two goods which are substitute of each other. Like tea and coffee are substitute of each other, they are beverages and substitute of each other. We can take example of two fruits like apple, banana, apple, orange. They are also substitute of each other. Okay, two eatables, anything. Okay, so we take two goods which are substitute of each other. Third, the consumer preference for two goods well defined. In this indifference curve analysis method, we assume that consumer is consuming only two goods and consumer preference for two goods are well defined. Clear? Okay. What is meaning of this one? In this one, meaning of this statement is intensity of desire for a commodity is more when less of the commodity is available. As the quantity of commodity increases, intensity of desire also decreases. Clear? Like we have studied in cardinal measurement of utility, that when consumer consumes first unit of the commodity, so satisfaction is more. And when consumer consumes successive units of the commodity, so marginal utility derived decreases. Clear? So in other words, in indifference curve analysis, if any consumer is having less of a goods, so intensity of desire is more, and when he is having more of the quantity of any goods, so intensity of desire decreases. Clear? So this is meaning of this one. Now fourth assumption, more of a good always give more satisfaction to the consumer. In one case, consumer is having one unit of a commodity. In second case, he is having several units, say 4, 5. So when he is having several units, 4 or 5 units, 6, 10 units, so when he is having more units of a commodity, so in that situation he will get more satisfaction or more utility. So more of a good always give more satisfaction to the consumers, and this is called the monotonic preference for a good. So what is the monotonic preference of a good? More of a commodity gives more satisfaction to a consumer. Clear? When a consumer is having more quantity of any commodity, so in that situation he will get more satisfaction. Less quantity, less satisfaction. Okay. Fifth assumption is consumer is rational. What is meaning of this one? It means consumer is rational means consumer always tries to maximize his satisfaction within given income and given prices of goods. So here consumer is always trying to maximize his total satisfaction. He is allocating his income onto goods and services in such a way so that total satisfaction is maximum. So these are the assumptions over which indifference curve analysis is based. Now over these assumptions only we will study about the what is indifference set, what do you mean by indifference curve, and other things. Okay, so now we will study about the indifference set and indifference curve. First we will see this table. Okay, one assumption is consumer is consuming two goods which are substitute of each other. Take example, consumer is consuming two goods. Okay, apples and orange. Apples and oranges are substitute of each other. Okay, one situation is there, consumer can consume we can say different combination of these one. In first combination, consumer is consuming one unit of one apple and 10 oranges. In second case, in second combination, consumer is consuming two apples and 7 oranges. In third case, he is consuming 3 apples and 5 oranges. In fourth case, he is consuming 4 apples and 4 oranges. we have taken this combination in such a way that satisfaction derived by consumer is equal in each set. When he is consuming 1 apple and 10 orange, whatever satisfaction he is getting, same satisfaction he is getting by consuming 2 apples and 7 oranges. Same level of satisfaction he is getting by consuming 3 apples and 5 oranges. Okay, similar level of satisfaction he is getting by consuming 4 apples and 4 oranges. It doesn't matter which combination consumer is consuming. In all combination, consumer is getting equal satisfaction. Okay, all these combinations are providing equal satisfaction to the consumer, so that consumer is indifferent whether it is he is consuming first combination, second combination, third combination or fourth combination. All combinations are giving equal satisfaction to the consumer. So consumer is indifferent across the all combination, and this set is known as indifferent set. So indifferent set shows various combination of two goods in such a way, in such a manner, so that satisfaction derived or utility derived from each combination are equal. That is known as indifferent set. So how do we define the indifferent set? Indifferent set represent the combination of two goods, okay, in a manner that satisfaction or utility derived from the consumption of each set is equal. So this set is known as indifferent set. So that consumer is indifferent. It doesn't matter whether he is consuming the combination A, combination B, combination C, or combination D. All combinations are giving him equal satisfaction, and therefore this set is known as indifferent set. Clear? So we have seen the indifferent set. Okay, now we will see the indifference curve. When indifference set is graphically represented, that is known as indifference curve. So indifference curve is graphical representation of the indifference set. Now we will show it graphically. For that we will take coordinates x-axis and y-axis. On x-axis say we represent apples. On y-axis we will represent oranges. Here consumer is consuming 4 units of the apple, so we will take scale accordingly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Consumer is consuming maximum 10 oranges, so we will take scale accordingly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. First one is 1 apple, 10 oranges. 1 apple, 10 oranges. So this will be the point. Second combination is 2 apples, 7 oranges. 2 apples, 7 oranges. So this will be the point. Third one is 3 apples, 5 oranges. So this will be the point. Fourth one is 3 apples, 5. Fourth one is 4 apples, 4. So this will be the curve, and this curve is known as indifference curve. Okay, so what is indifference curve? Indifference curve is the graphical representation of the indifference set. So graphical representation of indifference set is known as indifference curve. Now what is significance of this? If you move across the curve, so on any point of this curve, whatever the combinations of orange and apples are there, all combination will give equal satisfaction to the consumer. So consumer will remain indifferent. Say this combination is there. So you take this combination, this much amount of the apple and this much amount of the orange. So this combination will always give equal satisfaction. Whatever satisfaction derived from this combination or this combination. So any point on this curve shows equal level of satisfaction. So that consumer is indifferent. It doesn't matter which combination he is consuming. Clear? So that is significance of the indifference curve. So in this video we have seen about the consumer equilibrium, indifference curve analysis of the consumer equilibrium, and also we have seen indifference set and indifference curve. And also we have seen the assumptions of indifference curve analysis. So in this chapter we have covered this point, and in next video we will study about the what are the property of the indifference curve. Okay, so this is all for this video. Thank you. You must watch my videos. If you don't understand, then watch it several times, second time, third time. Any problem is there, write it to me. I will try to explain. Clear? Okay, thank you. Like and subscribe my channel, and also recommend to your friends to watch my channel. Thank you.